What is going on, Star Wars fans? My name is John Solo, and if you look at the upload date for this video, you will see that it is May 4th. Happy Star Wars Day. May the 4th be with you. This is by far one of my favorite holidays every year. There's all kinds of radical sales on Star Wars merch. There's no hokey religions attached. Just worldwide recognition for one of the greatest artistic creations in history. It's truly a beautiful thing. I wanted to do something special to celebrate this holiday. I wanted to share with you guys a Star Wars theory that none of you had ever heard before. Incidentally, this weekend I decided to read the graphic novel Star Wars Shattered Empire. The story follows Rebel pilot Shara Bey during the second Death Star battle and the short period following it. So it gives you a look at what happens after the credits roll at the end of episode 6. The cool thing about Shattered Empire is that it's canon, and Shara Bey is the mother of Resistance pilot Poe Dameron. He doesn't make a physical appearance in the novel, but he is mentioned by name, and through his mother's adventures we can infer a little bit about his backstory. We know that his father's name is Kes and also was in the rebellion. We know that he grew up on Yavin 4, and I've got a feeling he might be Force sensitive. That came out of nowhere, right? Let me explain. Like I said, in Shattered Empire, we see a few special missions that Shara Bey goes on, and one of those missions is with Luke Skywalker. The two heroes and R2-D2 sneak into an Imperial base to recover something of great importance to Luke: the tree that grew in the courtyard of the Jedi Temple on Coruscant. For those curious, next week I'm going to make a video dedicated to the tree and its significance and its possible role in future Star Wars films. But for right now, I'm going to share with you guys what we know, which isn't a lot. We know that it's strong with the Force. We know that the Emperor took it out of the Jedi Temple to perform experiments on it, so it must have some capabilities, and that one of the trees ends up on Yavin 4, where Shara Bey and her husband retire. And here's where my theory about Poe starts to form. I think that because he grew up with this tree in his backyard, he became Force sensitive. Here's why. First off, the tree was planted in the courtyard of the Jedi Temple on Coruscant, and the courtyard is where younglings trained. You can see in this scene that their training area is in very close proximity to the tree, which I feel was done on purpose. Maybe by spending time near the tree, the younglings were able to, for lack of a better term, absorb the Force, and through this they were able to hone their abilities at a quicker rate or in a more stable fashion. If Poe spent any time in his backyard as a kid, he would have been near the tree, and his body could have become more in tune with the Force, similar to the younglings. I mean, really, if he was just doing chores and maybe tending to the tree, pouring water for it while it was still a sapling, that may have been enough time around it for him to receive some of the benefits. Second, although prior to Shattered Empire there was never any mention of a Force tree like this one, even in Legends, there was something called a Force Nexus, which is an area unusually strong in the Force. For example, the cave on Dagobah that Luke Skywalker explores during his training with Yoda was a Force Nexus. The mountain that the Jedi Temple on Coruscant was built on was also a Force Nexus. It's canon that any object left within a Force Nexus can absorb the Force and develop special abilities. For example, a sword may develop a blade that never becomes dull. I think it's safe to say that the tree growing on a Force Nexus is what resulted in it becoming saturated with the Force. The special abilities it developed are still in question, but I think what I said earlier about it making those around it more in tune with the Force could have been one of them. Now, usually people affected by a Force Nexus object like a sword or a blaster are only affected while they're near it. Like, I'm sure the younglings that trained near the tree felt less in tune with the Force when they trained somewhere else. However, if Poe spent enough time around it growing up, whether he was just relaxing under it on a sunny day or playing near it, I feel that his body may have permanently developed a Force sensitivity. The icing on the cake for me is when the editor for this comic, Jordan White, was asked about the topic. His response was that because he grew up near an orchard, he became apple sensitive. Yeah, obviously this was him making a joke, but I think the fact that he addressed the question in this way shows that there might be some truth to this theory. And this is why I think Poe is such an amazing pilot. He doesn't even realize it, but he's using the Force to react faster and predict the movements of enemy ships. If we compare Poe to any pilot previously seen in the Star Wars universe, including Anakin Skywalker, who, as we know, used the Force when flying, there's pretty much nobody who can hold a candle to what Poe does, except for maybe Wedge Antilles. So the question remains, if this is true, What does it mean? In the end, probably nothing. I don't think we're gonna see every single member of the new trilogy triumvirate wielding a lightsaber and using Jedi mind trick. Poe may never even realize that he's Force sensitive, but even if he does, I feel like he's gonna have a future similar to Princess Leia, who is also canonically Force sensitive. He'll dedicate himself to the Resistance, and he'll use his abilities to bring them victory. Now it's time to tell me what you guys think. Do you agree with this theory? Is it a load of bantha fodder? Let me know by commenting your thoughts and hitting that like button down below. If we get to 1,000 likes within 24 hours of this video being uploaded, I'll upload an extra Star Wars video for you guys by the end of the week. If you really love the video, make sure you share it with your friends, and if you're new around here, click that subscribe button for weekly Star Wars content. And as always, if you're interested, I've got the links to my social medias and sources in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Happy Star Wars Day, and may the 4th be with you.